Good morning. It's 11 o'clock on November 24th, and we are meeting today as a subcommittee of the Budget Committee to review applications for the Budget Committee, the citizen membership of the Budget Committee. Consistent with what we did last year, the board appointed me to fill in as a third member of the committee for purposes of reviewing applications. And with that, I think we can get started. I know we have on here appoint budget subcommittee chair. And since this is a subcommittee, I do think we need to appoint a chair to get things roll.
I would propose that we appoint Scott as our subcommittee chair.
And I'll second that.
Well, welcome to the meeting.
But we can do the formal any discussion.
And no discussion, and call for the question, and let's vote.
Okay.
Aye.
All in favor? Aye. Okay, I'm officially the chair. We don't have any prior meeting minutes to approve, so I think we can move right along to the review and discussion of the applications. So that being said, I'll just go down the list, starting with the first applicant of Stephen Brown. So Stephen, being the incumbent member of the Budget Committee, reapplied for another 3-year term. Just for informational purposes, I believe Steve has served his 2 years on this committee, having a staggered term when all 3 of us were elected at the same time. So he is reapplying for an additional 3-year term. Discussion on Stephen?
Like I said, he's the incumbent. My notes that he has lots of experience with budget committees and treasurer positions. He also recently attended the budget law training that was in Redmond. That certainly wasn't required, and so that shows some commitment. He's always been in good attendance and very active on the committee, and with good insight from my perspective.
Wondering that.
No, similar notes. As the incumbent, he brings continuity to the Budget Committee. As Bill noted, great experience, lots of experience with financial analysis. So tremendous experience to provide the Budget Committee.
Agreed. It has a very strong financial background, which is evident, through working with him on the Budget Committee in prior years. And I do appreciate the value add that he's provided to the group in the 2 years that I've worked with him. I guess is it 2 years now? Yeah, the years that I've worked with him on this committee at this point. So I don't have anything in addition to add to that regarding Steve.
He is otherwise involved in county interests as well, and I believe with fairgrounds, possibly something to do with fairgrounds, and any rate, engaged in the community, and I don't know how long he's been a resident, but he's a resident of the county as well. So. Okay.
Okay, moving on to the second applicant that we have, Mr. Greg Munn. So Greg is also now a Crook County resident. It appears that he is relocated from Deschutes County. I'm not sure how long he's been back in or existing in the Crook County, but he also has quite an extensive background in financial operations. Which is very commendable. Looks like he has a lot of experience in budget committees as well, not necessarily in Crook County, but Deschutes specifically. So there seems to be quite a bit of experience coming from Greg as well. Bill?
Yeah, my notes, huge professional experience, something like 30 years of this. I, had worked with Greg Munn a little bit, in my position on the Deschutes County Budget Committee, while he was CFO there, and treasurer, I believe, for the county. I noted he's also, does volunteer, in various things in the county, and, High Desert ESD, and City of Prineville, and somebody else, I can't even read, Neighbor Impact, Crook County Schools. So very active, very experienced, really strong candidate.
Yeah, and then,
No, amazing experience. And has been involved in a lot of conversation. I'm assuming over his career, very relevant to serving on budget committees. Beyond what you guys said, I don't have anything else to add.
all very relevant experience. Good candidate. Anything else to add, regarding his application?
Yep.
Moving right along. Doug Olson. Doug also has a, pretty extensive resume relating to, budgets over in the coastal region. It appeared he spent most of his time working on different committees and volunteering there. Seemed to hold multiple seats relevant to finance, which obviously is very relevant to this application. And also relocating to Central Oregon, I'm assuming retirement or semi-retirement. Looked like he is maintaining a business here in Central Oregon that has some family ties back to the Central Oregon region as well. But again, has some pretty extensive experience in this sector, making him very qualified as well. Bill, anything to add?
Yeah, he mentioned that he's a relative newcomer, and I appreciate that he wants to be engaged. Has strong background. I appreciate that he is a business owner, gives him that perspective, practical management. He apparently was a county commissioner for a short time. Is that Tillamook, I think?
Mhm.
And let's see, other things with Evergreen Schools. So he has planning and budgeting experience. Then I noted a budget committee specifically took Tillamook County for over 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's a good thing or bad. No, I'm just joking. That's a great commitment. Lots of committee and board experience.
Yeah, again, nothing to add. I'm really impressed with the quality of all the candidates. And this is another applicant that has very relevant experience as former chair of the budget committee for Tillamook County, and as Bill noted, 20+ years in that role. So again, nothing more to add, but another impressive application.
Yeah, very strong candidate. I did also note here that, while he was on the Tillamook County Budget Committee, it's and Compensation Committee, so they had also blended their committees together, similar to Crook County did this last year. I don't have anything in addition for Doug. So our last candidate, Laura York, seems to be a long-term Central Oregon native, or Oregon native, I don't remember, was it Oregon, Central Oregon specifically, that had previously done looked like a 5-year stint on the Crook County Budget Committee, which obviously is very relevant experience. I don't know Laura York, personally, but I would like to know if anyone has any feedback regarding her prior, time spent on the budget committee. Any feedback from anyone present, past, present?
He was before our time,
Okay,
my time and Christina's here prior to that.
okay. All right, so we don't have any feedback regarding that experience, but it looks like she has several years of budget experience, and she also attended the classes in September this year. So she also seems to be engaged and willing and interested to do what she can to help out the community.
Okay, I didn't see when she had, I didn't know that when she had attended, but she did know two different times that she's sat through the budget law class. Has looks like a significant experience in management, and involved with large organizations and international and Oregon Department of Forestry. So some public organization as well. Crook County Schools Budget Committee, the extension, again, my notes, the service district. So again, really great background. I appreciate the interest. It's an ideal position to have such strong candidates to choose from.
And Bill, just to, I guess, recant what I said, you are correct. It doesn't state that she attended the class this year,
No,
but
okay.
she had a prior, she's attended it twice previously.
Yes, okay, yeah, cause we were there and we didn't get it either, so.
Anything to add?
Yeah, well, just repeating what's already been said, impressive commitment to Crook County with her service on the school district budget committee, ag service district and museum boards. And obviously brings relevant hands-on experience with Crook County's budget as a former budget committee member. And, another candidate that brings a lot of experience, as well as strong commitment to Crook County.
Anything additional for Laura specifically? I guess I'll just kind of say in summary, this is my second term for the budget committee, but the first time sitting on this subcommittee for choosing applicants for this budget committee, and I'm really quite impressed with the depth of the candidates that have applied for this position. I don't know if this is normal to see this sort of experience come through on a community such as Crook County, but it's quite impressive to see the resumes of the individuals that have expressed interest in this position, just generally speaking.
Agreed. Very fortunate to have this level of candidate.
Yeah, for sure. Does anybody have anything else just to add in general before we move on to discuss a recommendation?
I think, no.
Okay. So last year, how did you guys proceed with moving forward with the recommendation?
Well, as I recall, we had a conversation about the applicants. Again, it was nice to have a strong interest in all of that. And what it came down to was trying to have, we had just experienced putting the three of us, right, and staggered the terms and all of that kind of thing. And especially because it was a partial term, it was for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and you had done just the 1 year and committed to that, then it seemed to make sense to keep the continuity and let you continue your commitment that way. And I would say that this is kind of a similar situation with Stephen Brown. he had the 2-year term, correct?
Mhm.
I think I had the 3-year term. And, so he's expressed an interest to continue. I like the idea of the continuity with that. He certainly has the background. And, works well with the entire budget committee, the commissioners and us as well, so. I would propose that we, reappoint Stephen Brown, to this position and also acknowledge that we couldn't go wrong. This is the perfect decision-making situation where it boil it down to not being able to make a bad decision. So, but given that, I don't know that there's any reason to, change, from Mr. Brown.
So just to add conversation to that point, I agree with you, Bill. I think the synergies that have been created with Steve on the board and us as well, and the relationships that are beginning to form, right? I mean, it takes obviously time to get to know people, and with as little as we meet, I think it's hard to replace that, if you will. And I think with some of the challenges that we're trying to overcome, with some of the budget items that we're dealing with right now, I think bringing someone new into that mix creates more challenges than it does opportunities for us. And to the point that we have 4 really good candidates here, and you're right, you probably can't go wrong. You're not going to get a bad applicant or make a bad choice. But as far as maintaining momentum and synergy within the team, I think it makes sense to leverage our relationships that we've, been building on, and continue to build on those relationships, and really try and do what's best for the county. And I think, or I feel that Stephen would also be in our best interest. Steve.
Yeah, you guys have done a good job speaking most of my thoughts all morning, but as I was thinking about it, for me, kind of the thought process was continuity versus kind of new perspective. As the budget officer, going through the meeting we had in October, and just last year's budget, there's a lot that builds on itself as we get ready for this next budget. That continuity to me is, I think, going to be really helpful. It's tough because there are 4 really good candidates, and like Scott said, I don't think we could go wrong with any of the candidates. So the differentiator for me is kind of that opportunity for continuity.
So do I have a motion to proceed with electing Steve Brown to another term on the Crook County Budget Committee?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second that.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded to elect Steve Brown as the 3rd committee member for a 3-year term for the Crook County Budget Committee.
Can I suggest one revision to that? And that's that what you're doing is making a recommendation, and that it will go to the Board of Commissioners, and they will be the ones who actually do the appointing.
appointment.
But
Okay,
that's the
so
only little slight nuance.
Yes.
the Crook County Budget Committee Subcommittee for electing a new Crook County Budget Committee member would like to recommend to proceed with choosing Stephen Brown to fill that open role
And this is the 3-year,
appointment.
which again is the commissioner's appointment.
So, I think as amended, I think we need to, I'll just move to approve or make the motion as amended. I just want to make sure we go through the steps, and then as Scott just restated, and then Bill, if you second that, then we can take a quick vote and
Okay,
then I can take the recommendation to the board.
Great. So I will second the restated motion.
okay. So shall we take a vote for Stephen Brown to be recommended to be on the Crook County Budget Committee? Aye,
Aye.
all in favor?
All in favor?
Any for public comment? We have public here.
I think it's your choice as
Prudence,
chair. Yeah, I think it,
is there any public comment regarding the recommendation from the Budget Committee? Yes, sir.
I'm Doug Olson, I'm the one from the coast.
Oh, okay, great.
So, no, I think you made a good decision, I've been through this multiple times in one group or another, and there's something to be said for continuity and inertia and all of that, and so I can't quarrel with anything, and I appreciate your consideration, so I can possibly, get engaged in some other area, like I said in my letter. I don't own a rocking chair and I don't do too well sitting at home once the sun go down, so I'll find something that works. Thank you.
Well, welcome, Doug. Thank you for coming.
and thanks for applying.
Appreciate it. Okay, if there's nothing else, then let's adjourn this meeting. Adjourn?
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.